Welcome back to Football First, and I'm joined here again by Flemin Seritslev. And Flemin, grilling time. There were massive results on both Thursday and Sunday. The first started off, of course, with the national team traveling over to Honiara. It was a 2-0 loss, the first match.
Yeah.
And the second one, marvelous first-time victory, Marco, of course, for Papua New Guinea, beating the Solomon Islands 2-1. There were both mixed feelings over both results, I would imagine.
Yeah. First of all, I would say that in the first match, we absolutely didn't perform like I want our team to perform. Solomon Islands were first on all balls. They won all infights. They won all second balls, and they absolutely deserved the win. We didn't. Maybe a little bit in the second half we found our way of playing, but it might have been for 10 minutes. The rest of the time, actually, Solomon was the dominating team.
But you have to admit, there wouldn't have been too many expectations, considering that's the first time the team has played since 2014.
Yeah, that's correct. Of course, it could be difficult to start up with a new team, because it was actually also so that during those two matches, actually 7 players got their first international cap. So of course there were also many new players in the team. But coming back to the first match, we couldn't be happy with the way we performed. Going to the second match, actually we had 3 trainings more in 2 days, and it looked as if it had been helping us a lot, because the way we played, most of the time, I would say again, maybe 70 minutes all in all, where we played in a style that I would like us to play. That means playing a very fast game on the ground, playing very fast forward if we are able to play forward without just kicking long balls. And I would say the players succeeded most of the time in doing that. Of course, it's difficult when you have very little time to prepare. We had 2 trainings before the first match against Solomon. It's not very much.
Very little.
But I would say it like this, that looking away from the problems in the first match, the players very soon adapted to the way I want them to play.
That's good. I was also curious the fact that the Solomon Islands has, I think, 5 or 6 players that they play internationally, and that's not the case for Papua New Guinea. So I'm kind of wondering if that is also a factor in the way you start already the game right from the beginning. If you have that international experience, you know that you have to start right from the beginning, and you don't need that sort of warming up, because you're used to tournaments of a certain level.
Yeah.
Is that something? Is that a factor, would you say?
To be honest, I don't think that it meant so much for those 2 matches. Of course, Solomon Islands have some good players playing overseas. We didn't bring any players this time. We could have picked maybe 2 or 3, but actually I wanted to see our homebound players first in action. And with the 2 matches behind us now, I think it was rather good to do it like this, because they actually at the end of the day performed very well.
Now, considering the fact that, excuse me, considering the fact that you used predominantly players from our local, our domestic competition, taking on the best that the Solomon Islanders had, including their international players, how much does that say about our domestic competition here?
Yeah, but I think it tells us that when we pick up the best players here, we can more or less compete with the best nations in the region here. What I told the players before the first match is that we should not be afraid of any opponents. We should respect every opponent, but don't be afraid of them. But it actually showed up that it looked as if we were a bit afraid in the first game, because Solomon scored after 9 minutes or so, and from that time on we didn't find our way of playing. But in the second game we put more or less most of the respect, more or less most of the scanners away, and played with courage, tried to win the ball, and with the 2 matches behind us now, I think it was rather good to do it like this, because they actually at the end of the day performed very well.
A coach is never happy with what you see. There is always ground for improvement. That's normal,
Always,
I suppose.
also after
Yeah.
a victory.
Or what are some of the things that you'll be hoping to work on?
Yeah, that's actually what I wanted to ask. In fact,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I read your
Yeah.
mind, because considering the fact that the next friendly that we have is in May.
Yeah, we will have 2 or 3 friendlies when we are in Korea, most likely against club sides, so you can't judge, or you can't compare them like we did this weekend here with Solomon Islands. But anyhow, we will very much work on the things that we have started, our passing games, our fast attacking game, our way of being a compact side when the opponent has the ball. We'll work very much on concentration and discipline. I think if you will ask some of the players who joined us to Solomon Islands, they would tell you, oh, he spoke all the time about discipline. But if you want to achieve results, you must have discipline in the team as well when you are defending as when you are attacking.
Thank you very much for that insight into the 2 results over the weekend. Congratulations to all the members of Papua New Guinea, especially in that historic victory on Sunday. Flemin Seritslev will of course join us after the break as we talk more about international football, in particular the friendlies Brazil 2, Uruguay 2, and of course that famous victory by England over Germany. See you soon.